Today I'm going to be recording my persuasive speech. This is my audience, my mom and Lindsay. Today my speech is going to be about cheerleading. I'm going to talk how cheerleading is a sport. Okay, today I would like to persuade you that cheerleading is a sport. It is proven by the National Center for Catastrophic Injury Research. Cheerleading is considered number one in the case of serious injuries in women. Many different aspects play into cheerleading, and that is why it is considered a sport. I care about this topic because cheerleading has been my whole life, and I feel that we do not have enough recognition for the things that we do. Emergency room visits are 5 times the number for any other sport. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about why cheerleading is a sport. Many athletes are equipped with helmets, knee pads, and shin guards, and gear to protect them, while cheerleaders are thrown into the air, trusting their teammates to catch them. Stunting is a technical and athletic component of cheerleading that removes the crowd-leading elements of the sport. Stunting shows the difficulties of cheerleading as we are tested to succeed every skill we have learned from stunts, basket tosses, pyramids, group jumps, and tumbling. These skills also have different levels. They go as far as junior varsity, and collegiate levels. Cheerleading has actually become a national competition on ESPN. The Women's Sports Foundation makes it clear that any physical activity which related performance can be judged or qualified can be developed in a competitive sport. Stunt has become one of the fastest growing sports in the nation. You may all think that cheerleading is just a female sport, but you will be surprised because it's not. Cheerleading and stunt have become just as much a male sport as it has become a female sport. Okay, so these are the levels. So it goes from Little League, middle school, high school, freshman, junior varsity, JV, varsity, collegiate levels, and then all-star. This is called stunt. Stunt is like a pyramid, 2 bases, people at the bottom, and 1 person at the top, which is the flyer. I actually cheered for YSU for a year. Here I am right here. I was a flyer. We do pyramids, elevators, basket tosses. So that's just a little picture. 4 factors of stunt and cheer. Exclusive purposes is competition. It's fully developed regular season and postseason schedule, governed and regulated by an established national governing body. It's objective, consistent scoring system. So it basically has all the key components of every other sport. The Office of Civil Rights has developed a detailed set of guidelines to be considered a sport of detailed guideline basis in the activity in question meets the criteria for the sport. So these are the 4 components. In stunt, there are a set of rules and 1 scoring system that is followed at every cheerleading game and competition. So I'm going to go into a little bit about competing. Teams compete in a head-to-head format, and judges are to evaluate execution, routines, and the technique used when performing all the different skill elements of stunting. The scoring and ranking of the competitive sport is objective and immediate. If cheerleading is not considered a sport, then why is there safety guidelines required? There are stunt rules and restrictions that are based off of AACCA, American Association of Cheerleading Coaches and Administrators, rules for cheerleading, and they are used by the NCAA, National Collegiate Athletic Association, for their sports championships. These rules put a height limit for stunts such as pyramids, restricts flipping rules to 1 rotation and 2 full twists, and require a number of spotters as well as bases for the entire stunt. Also, you are required to have a mat underneath of them at all times, as well as in the room with a ceiling at least of 25 feet above the ground. Many high schools today have to be approved of their wave stunning skills and have to be qualified by the NCAA, National Cheerleading Association, as a stunting team. Some of you may be familiar with gymnastics and some may not, but gymnastics is a well-known sport around the world. It is also a major one for men and women in the Olympics. Gymnastics involves a series of exercises such as balancing, strength, flexibility, endurance, and body control. Up here I put some of the abilities that you need for cheerleading, which is strength, flexibility, body control. And I related that to gymnastics because gymnastics is a very big sport in the U.S. And I believe that there's no reason that cheerleading isn't a sport because we do all the same things that a gymnastics competitor would do, I would say. You have to have strength, flexibility, body control, balance, pride, teamwork, passion. So I actually work firsthand for a gymnastics institute. I deal with cheerleading and gymnastics on a daily basis. I know that all the ins and outs of gymnastics are somewhat like cheerleading. I did gymnastics as a young girl and as well as Little League cheerleading all the way up until 6th grade. Starting my 7th year of middle school is when I tried out for middle school cheerleading. I then gave up gymnastics and cheered all the way through high school, making varsity all 3 years. Going into college, I cheered 1 year at YSU. Doing cheerleading and gymnastics my entire life, I know a lot about the sport, and I have looked up to many idols who are well known. At OGI, where I coach, we offer tramp and tumble classes as well as stunt and tumble cheerleading classes. So I don't think that if it wasn't a sport, I think that we would not offer cheerleading classes at a gymnastics institute. I think that, some requirements are standing back tucks, running tumbling, standing back handsprings for cheerleading, and those are basically a lot of the things that a gymnast would do. When I was in high school, my team and I competed 3 times in a national competition. We competed twice at the Eastern Beach Bash Nationals in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And I know that the college in South Carolina also recruits cheerleaders. That's a big sport there is cheerleading. And we did 1 nationals in Orlando, and we came home with 3rd overall of 12 teams in our division. So I think that the origin of tumbling comes strictly from gymnastics. Even during stunt, a flyer is required to keep their balance. They are required to pull up against gravity, staying tight, squeezing every muscle while being flexible on one foot. Flexibility is a flyer's key component in stunt. Also, I believe that, cheerleading basically is a sport, and it has been a huge sport, and it's becoming so big, and I feel that stunt, is just very hard, and a lot of people don't realize everything that goes into cheerleading and all we have to do and the time that we put in. So with that being said, I think cheerleading is way more than most of you perceive it to be, and that is because most of you do not know enough about it. There's many different levels to cheerleading, and that's what makes it such an amazing sport. Just like all the different levels in gymnastics, every level of it is a new challenge. Cheerleading used to be just jumping around and cheering for your team on the sidelines, but today it has definitely evolved into something much more than that. It has become an athlete's life, and it has become their blood, sweat, and tears, and has become their challenge, and it has become their favorite sport. Cheerleading is a sport within itself, and it has been always and will be my life. Here's a little video of just some things that cheerleaders and flyers actually do. This is Worlds 2012 and 13. So I will show you a little video. It takes major strength to be able to do these things shown here in these videos. videos. A lot of practice, hard work, long nights, long days of practice. Being very flexible. Having major body control. So that is just a little video, and I hope you guys enjoyed my speech, and I hope that you now think too, if you didn't before, that cheerleading is a sport. And thank you for watching.